I'm a big fan of the 1906R, and I really do like the trainer. And basically, it was one of my favourites that I bought in 2022, and I wore them a lot in summer 2023. And with this pair, I kind of was interested in it actually because of the fact that it's got kind of a lot of white on there and kind of sort of blue heel tab and the pink outsole. It looks kind of really cool, almost like looks like a collab kind of thing. And then you got kind of the yellow running down this midsole as well, where the N-ergy sole is. So I do like the kind of the blue and the pink and the yellow running down the outsole. It looks really cool and different, and that's kind of what attracted me to the sneaker in the first place. And like I said, I'm a big fan of the 1906 anyway, and I have a pair of the gold and silver pair. This pair I wear a ton, and basically bought them in 2022 and wore them so much that I also wore them during the summer in 2023 as well, and during spring. And these are just awesome to wear, and probably my sort of go-to trainer really. Just find them really, really comfortable and really, really neutral on foot, and it's kind of got sort of soft to medium feel on it, and it just feels like you're wearing like basically almost nothing, like you're walking around barefoot. And and it looks really cool as well, so I think, in my opinion anyway. And with this model as well, what they're calling the 1906 NC, it's got some differences on it. So I can see, like on the toe box for example, you can see on both pairs the difference. There's like the leather panelling is different slightly. This one's got kind of more of a thing that kind of basically envelopes over the big toe, and there's other kind of differences in terms of, you can see here as well, the mid panel. Small differences, but it also makes it look different enough, and I kind of like that. I kind of like that they've done that, where they've kind of kept the trainer the same and the midsole and the outsole the same, and not done any kind of crazy funkiness to it, but just changed sort of small details here and there, which I think most people probably wouldn't even notice, but if you're a sneakerhead, then you will kind of notice that kind of detail. And it doesn't kind of detract from it. It just, I think, in a way, sort of adds to it and kind of gives it a bit more sort of personality. I think the only thing I don't like about this particular pair is the insole. It's not using the Ortholite one, and that does make a hell of a difference. It's sort of small nuances, but I feel it does make a lot of difference. And with my gold and white pair, it basically has that Ortholite insole, and it just feels really, really nice on foot. And then this one's also got kind of more of a sort of rough texture to it, which I don't like, as you can probably hear that, and it's just not really nice on foot. It just feels like you're kind of grazing your toes, and it depends on the socks that you're wearing as well. If you're wearing sort of thicker socks, then it might be okay, but when you're wearing sort of thinner socks, especially during the summertime, you don't really want that sort of feel on your feet. And also the mesh material, I didn't realise that, but it's kind of got this kind of dark grey to it, which I don't personally like. I'd prefer it if it was just white. Especially because of the sneaker itself being kind of the funky colours, but that's kind of how I feel about it anyway, but other people may feel different. So here are the details for the New Balance 1906 Utility in the Angora blue pink. So it comes in the Angora blue, pink and yellow colourway, and it has a ABZORB midsole that's basically protects you. So the ABZORB allows any kind of impact to basically be cushioned. So if you're sort of landing on your heel a lot firmer, I guess, then it kind of protects you from that and gives you that bit of sort of cushioning and compression. It's kind of similar to ASICS gel. It has a stability web in the middle of the outsole, so that's basically the TPU plate that's being used to provide stability. And it has sort of N-ergy cushioning, which basically provides a good sort of shock absorption. And in my opinion, it's mainly made up of sort of ripstop mesh material and synthetic material. I think there's sort of patent leather on there, but I don't know for sure. And the price was £155. So in terms of comfort and sizing, I think it has a softer sort of medium sole. It's really nice on foot and basically feels really, really sort of easy to wear. And they have, I'd say, really good sort of arch and heel support. It's very sort of still kind of on the neutral side, but in my opinion, I find it perfect. And you can go true to size with these. I went a half size up than I normally would. The reason being is my 1906Rs, they kind of ran a bit tight for me, so I went half size up more so. However, with these, they actually run big. I just checked my sort of toe area, and I had sort of thicker socks on at this time. I have just an inch's space in there, which is not good, so I kind of would prefer to sort of go like true to size on these, and even if you've got a narrow foot, you can easily go half size down. And I think the traction for these is very good actually, so I've kind of used them in all sorts of weather and I just find them perfect, so I wouldn't sort of hesitate with these ones. In terms of the look and style, so it does have a sort of futuristic 2K runner. It's kind of got sort of lines and angles going all over the place, and I prefer it to the 2002R in my opinion. And I think it has sort of a great mix of colours, with this particular pair being kind of the pink, blue, and then kind of yellow hits on there as well, and the kind of white all over. It's a really cool sneaker. And it's mainly sort of, again, sort of wearing sort of spring summertime, because it's kind of made up of that sort of meshy material. I just don't think they're very good for sort of wearing in the autumn winter time. And basically wear these casually because they're very sort of sporty looking. And you can go for different lace options with these because of the colourway, so white, pink, yellow or blue kind of would work on this. So in terms of my final thoughts, I like the revised silhouette. So they've kind of sort of remixed the 1906R to produce this newer model, which I think is cool. And it's very comfortable. So I think the trainers themselves, like when it comes to sort of any of these sort of 1906 models, I just find them sort of really comfortable. And the cons are the insole is slightly on the rougher side, so that's my only issue. I didn't feel it too much, but I had thicker socks on, so but I think if you have thinner socks, you might sort of feel that bit on your toes. And the cost as well, the cost is kind of going up, so it's like £155, and I think they're priced way too high in my opinion. And I just didn't like the sort of the grey colour on the mesh. You can't tell sort of with the photos online, but when you see in hand, I just wasn't a fan of that. It's not kind of the way I like this particular silhouette to be. I kind of prefer it to be sort of white on the mesh, and maybe just a really dark colour. I just think this kind of in between colour is not quite right. So in terms of the ratings, I give the look and style a 4 out of 5 for those reasons, and it's still a nice sneaker in my opinion, but it's just missing the mark, and I'd still probably wear the 1906Rs in the white, black and gold colourway. Comfortability, I'm still going to give it a 5, even though the insole is a little bit rough. It's not like major, it's just more sort of nuance really, and it's still a really nice sort of sneaker to wear sort of day in, day out and all day. And the quality is a 5 as well. I didn't notice any kind of issues with my pair, and generally speaking, New Balance have been sort of very good with that kind of stuff. And the pricing is sort of 4 out of 5. It's just priced a little too high. It needs to be sort of more around the £120, £130 mark in my opinion. But overall, I give it a 4 out of 5. It's a solid sneaker.